Okay, so this tutorial is actually specifically for you, Megan. However, I'm going to use this going forward. So if you are somebody that is looking to start exchanging foods, you want to start with exchanging proteins and carbohydrates. Those are usually the best to exchange, and you want to be exchanging them for another healthy option. So for example, if you wanted to exchange Ezekiel bread for something, the way that I suggest doing it is adding a food. And let's say you want to exchange it for Dave's Killer Bread. I always look for the verified one, so you want to click this button right here to make sure that you always have the verified ones. This means that it was verified by MyFitnessPal. Okay, then you're going to choose which one that you are using. So we'll just say this one. Now you're going to click add. All right, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look. 100 calories, one slice, 45 grams. So I'm just going to look at the macros. So I got 17 carbohydrates, 2 grams of fat, and 6 grams of protein. So now I'm going to come look at the Ezekiel. 15 carbs in a slice, 5 grams, and 4 grams of protein. So I'm off a little bit, right? So I'm off in calories, about 20 calories. I think I'm off in carbs. I think the Dave's has got, it's got about 2 more carbs, a little bit more fat, and a little bit more protein. Now that's not, this really isn't an earth-shattering, difference. So basically what you're going to do is now that you've added that in, you're just going to delete the Ezekiel bread. Okay, now you know the macros that you are eating. So what you want to do is making sure that you are entering in your meal plan. And then when you go to do the swap, that's how you would do it. We would do the same with chicken, fish, whatever. Add in the protein that you want. Make sure it's verified. Then match the amount. So if the bread was off, I would have continued to play with the amount, the serving size, until I got it. Now I knew that was close enough, so I left it. If it was super far off, I would have played with the macros until I got it close. Make sense? Okay. So part 2 of this, what if, and let's go back to the Ezekiel bread. What if something that let's say you made something, okay? And again, this is specific to somebody that actually did this and you can't find it in here. So Megan, you made cloud bread. You would do the same thing. So you come in here and you look up cloud bread. Again, you're going to hit verified. Now, if you purchased it and you see your brand here, you would do the same thing that I did with the Dave's Killer Bread. But if you actually made this yourself, you can add things into my recipes, which is sitting right here on the top. I don't think I have any recipes in here. Nope. Mom's meatloaf. That's interesting. So what we'll do is we're going to go back, go to the More button, come down to My Meals and Recipes. You're going to come to the bottom, create a recipe, enter ingredients manually. What's the title? It's cloud bread. Number of servings, I'm going to assume it's 1. You can do a bulk import. I usually do it this way. Okay, add ingredients. Okay, so I know I got to go back to what she said, 1/2 cup of egg whites. All right, so we're going to look up egg whites, search, same thing. We want to make sure we're looking for verified. Egg whites. This one looks good. Now make sure that she's measuring it in cups. So we're going to come down here. I think I passed it. I must be blind today. kilograms, teaspoon, tablespoon, cup. Okay, you're going to add that. Hit the check button. Okay, now number of servings. She said she used a half a cup. Check that. Done. Okay, add an ingredient. We also have 1 cup of dried egg whites. So we're going to type in DRY egg whites. You're going to want to look for your brand. I'm not seeing anything that says dried here. So I'm not completely sure. And you may, if you're, so here's the other thing that you can do. I'm just going to, see, these are liquid egg whites. Egg whites uncooked, liquid egg whites, jumbo egg whites, Reddings egg whites. Let's try this. Egg white flour and see what happens. White flour. All right, so what you would have to do in this case is you would have to, and I'm just going to skip over this part for now. Okay, so you would continue to add your ingredients in, but what you're going to need to do in this case, because there's no egg white flour in there, is you're going to need to add a food. So now you got to come and add a food. Now create a food. This is where, if you're using the egg white flour, you're going to put in the brand name, the description of it, the serving size, okay? So like what the package says is a serving size, not what you're actually putting into the recipe. If the package says 1 serving is a cup, then you're going to put 1 cup. Then you're going to put the number of servings that it says it has. It will then calculate that for you. Now the food is entered in, and you can go back and enter it into your recipe. Okay, and then once you have your recipe in here, it's going to show up over here. So when you go to log a food, it's going to, you add a food, it's going to show up here in my recipes or my foods. Okay, so you're gonna make a recipe, so it's going to show up over here. If you add a food in, now you can add your own foods in if you did not know that. So like I just showed you, you could actually add in a different type of bread if you can't find it. You could actually, and there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can actually create a food. You can add it quick. You can scan it. There's a scanner. So like adding, this is adding it manually quick. This is creating a food, right? But if you noticed, when you go to add a food, there's a scanner here. This is the simplest way. If something has a barcode, just scan it. Yes, that's my leg. Okay? Hopefully this was helpful. Have an amazing day.